Hello viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm glad to have you here. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with us 9 tips every spouse needs to know, as this will guide you in your marriage life. The number one tip on my list is never talk negatively about your spouse. If you're going through a difficult time in your marriage and you need advice, see a counselor. Family members and friends are not the most objective people to give you marriage advice, as the argument they are hearing is going to be one-sided, because definitely the husband's people would want to side their son, while the wife's people would want to side their daughter. Even when after you and your spouse have been able to get over the situation, by then the family members, they must have build up negative feelings towards your spouse, and I'm sure you would not want that. And also, try as much as possible to protect your spouse image with people that you are close with, and seek advice from the most objective people. That is tip number one. Tip number two, guide your heart. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Live the life you have been blessed with and be thankful for it. Guide your heart from people or things that would want to convince you that your spouse or your life is not good enough. Some friends will come and tell you how their husband buys them big houses and cars, and maybe the amount of money they have in their account. Guide your heart from such talks and be content with whatever your spouse is being able to provide for you. Tip number three, God and family. As spouse, the first thing that should come is God. Put God first in whatever you do. Then family comes second. That is tip number three. Tip number four, schedule a regular um, dinner date with your spouse. I know this one isn't a new, is something that we've always heard, but it is very important. Never stop dating your spouse. Even if you cannot afford a big dinner date, or maybe go to watch a movie, just you and your spouse should just sit and have a heart to heart talk. Don't talk about bills, don't talk about the kids at that moment, and don't talk about schedules. Just a heart to heart talk as couples, as this will help you and your spouse to get to know each other even more deeper than it has always been. That is tip number four. Tip number five, choose to love. There are some times in marriage you wake up and you may not feel in love anymore. Choose to love. There are some times your husband or your spouse may not be attracted to you anymore. Choose to love. Marriage is a commitment, in good and in bad times, in sickness and in health. Those vows are very sacred. Choose to love even in difficult time. That is tip number five. Tip number six, forgive. There is nobody in this world that is perfect. The only perfect person is God. Everyone makes mistakes. So choose to forgive your spouse and cultivate the habit of forgiveness, as this will help you more in your marriage. Tip number seven, respect him. A man's greatest need in this world is to be respected, and the person he desires that respect from mostly is his wife. This is the man that you have chosen to work alongside with you for the rest of your life and to lead your family. For that quality alone, respect him. Tip number eight, learn his love language. Everyone has a love language. The way you perceive love is different from the way your spouse perceives love. Does he like words of affirmation, or does he respond better when you give him gifts? Learn his love language and use it. Tip number nine, never say the word. When you say it, you better mean it. Plain and simple. Let every word that comes out of your mouth be real, so that whatever whenever you speak or whatever thing you say to your spouse, he or she is going to take it more seriously. Thank you for viewing, and please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in my next one.